All right, selection committee gave you the top 4 seeds projected at the moment. We added in the odds to win the title. You see your 1 seeds, 2 seeds, 3 seeds, and 4 seeds. Gonzaga, who is unanimous number 1 right now, they have the shortest odds at plus 450, but that's 18%. Then you start getting to other teams. Kentucky, they're on the 2 line. They actually have the second shortest odds, plus 800. They're 11%. So 450 sounds a lot better than 800, but it's really only the difference between 18% and 11%. And then followed by Arizona, who's at plus 850, and then Auburn and Purdue, both at plus 1,000 or 9% chance to win the title if you like the math better in percentages. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring in our guys, Tim Doyle, Kenny White. We're going to go through the 1 seeds, the 2 seeds, the 3 seeds, the 4 seeds, and you're going to tell me the value, the team we should bet right now. And I will tell you this. I saw Tim's picks. I just kind of wrote mine down, and we matched perfectly. I'll be interested to see if Kenny comes with us or he has a different feel. But the 1 seeds, Gonzaga, Auburn, Arizona, and Kansas. Gonzaga's plus 450, Auburn at plus 1,000, Arizona at plus 850, and Kansas at plus 1,600. Where's the value? First up, Tim Doyle.
You know, I'm happy that we matched up because you're actually considered a genius. You know, I know you've taken that Mensa test and stuff, and people consider me a lunatic. So we're actually blending our brains right here, Eric. So I think the value is Gonzaga. I think that they should be plus 165. So the fact that you're getting better than 4-1 on the Zags, Drew Timme is the most the best player in college basketball in my eyes. Is he going to win National Player of the Year? I don't know. But I know he's, you know, with the sleazy mustache, he's impossible to guard. And Holmgren's going to be a top 3 pick because he has a wingspan that if he lived in a studio apartment, he could be cooking an egg, sitting on the toilet, and answering his front door all at once. So you got a front court that's the best in college basketball. And Nembhard's been there before. He has experience. And you have a chance here if they get to the national championship game that you can edge off your bet. So they're a lock to make the Final Four in my eyes. I repeat, they're a lock to make the Final Four. So 4.5 to 1. Eric, sometimes insanity is the answer. I'll take Gonzaga.
Yeah, no doubt. I need that gold hammer on that. I agree. And EK, that's got to be the first time anyone's ever described Chet Holmgren's wingspan that way.
Yeah, no, I didn't see that coming. Again, if you had Tim Doyle bingo, if you had bathroom, cooking, and wingspan, you would have got 3 of those right now. You might already be all the way to bingo. But I'm with you guys. I mean, I'm not one. We don't like to play the shortest odds. I mean, they're not the favorites because favorite really means over 50%. They have the shortest odds. But I'm surprised that their odds aren't much closer to even money. Plus 450, for every dollar I'm going to make 450, I would be hammering the Zags. That number's coming down. It's not going up unless there's an injury, right, Kenny?
Oh, there's no shot. They're right now the number 1 team in the country for a reason. I hate to say this. I have them 7 points better than anybody else in the entire country. I've never had this big of a difference from number 1 or number 2. I don't think ever. And they are just far better than everybody else in the country. Everybody else looks good. This Gonzaga team is so loaded with 3-point shooters and Timme and Holmgren. They are so good. They really are. They're in the position to win it all this year.
Yeah, I don't see how we're not just lining up with the Zags at plus 450 right now. I mean, that to me is what I'm learning. We got to hammer the Zags until those odds change. Now, we also may want to play some of the 2 seeds, right? 2 seeds, you have Purdue at plus 1,000. They're the shortest odds of the 2 seeds. I think they're going to end up on the 1 line when it's all said and done. Kentucky is even shorter than Purdue at plus 800. Duke and Baylor also. Where's the value? Tim Doyle.
Yeah, I think the value's with Purdue. I'm holding tickets for them to cut down a national championship ring, a net, whatever it is. They wear a ring, they don't cut it down. They have multiple NBA players. You know what wins in the tournament? Multiple NBA players. Go back and look at any great team that's won a national championship. You know what they've had? Oh, yeah, I remember that guy. Oh, yeah, that guy was an NBA. Like, that's what Purdue has. Whether it's 7'3", Edie down low, or Jaden Ivey is going to end up being a top 5 pick. Trayvion Williams, and I'm not exaggerating, if he was playing on another team in the Big Ten and starting, he would be an all-conference center. He comes off the bench. So Gene Katie could never do it, could never win a national championship, never got to a Final Four. Not in the Basketball Hall of Fame either. And it pisses me off. It pisses me off, pisses him off. And you know what he is? He's a bomb caller, Eric. I know you called me today, but if Gene doesn't get you, he calls you again and again and again, almost like emergency calls you, and then you get him, and then he has nothing to say. He's just like, I'm just checking in on you. I'm like, you can't call someone 8 times, coach, without really, I need some sort of are you falling, you can't get up, a real story there. I think Purdue has great value though, Kenny.
I do as well, and Jaden Ivey have been pushing him all year. The 6'4" Michael Jordan, and actually shoots better than Michael Jordan did in college. This kid can do so many things on the court. And Trayvion Williams, if he was on another team in the Big Ten, he would be in the top 5 players in the Big Ten easily. Maybe the best player. Really, he's as good as Liddell, I think. Everything I've seen out of this guy, he's just tremendous. Great passer, great defense, rebounds, and man, he can really score. And nobody can stop Edey when he gets in low. So Stevanovic, what a quick release and a great 3-point shooter. This is the best offensive team in the country. Their defense worries me a little bit, but it has been getting better, and they know they've got to play defense to win. And they really haven't played defense. They haven't needed to. They just outscore everybody. I think they'll play defense when they need to, because I know Ivy could lock down anybody's star. I'm sure he can. He's that good. So, Purdue's the best team in this 2 line.
Yeah, I kind of felt like Gonzaga's a head taller than everybody else. I have Purdue rated as the second best team. I'm not talking about they played the second best over the course of the year, but I feel like if we played, the 10,000 tournaments out, Purdue would win the second most titles after Gonzaga. They would be my 2-line pick. All right, now the odds are starting to get long with the 3 seeds. Nova, Illinois, Texas Tech, Tennessee. Best chance to come from the 3 seed and cut down the nets. Kenny White.
Yeah, this one's easy for me because it's the Illini. I have them the 3rd best team in the entire country. They will be there. Now, Andre Carbello has been out most of the year. He's only played about 15% of the minutes of the entire season, and they're still working him back on a minutes restriction. He's about 20 minutes right now. He's not going to play 30 minutes until NCAA tournament time, and they won't need him until then. And when he's in the lineup, Carbello and Coburn, Plummer, Granderson, I really think this is a top 3 basketball team in the country, and they will show it. I love this team up and down. I think they're easily a 1 seed, but the record's not proving that, and only because Carbello hasn't played enough this year. But he's healthy, and he will be in the lineup.
Yeah, totally agree, Kenny. Carbello went to Lou High, which used to be Long Island Lutheran High School. That is the same high school that yours truly attended. And the reason why, Eric, I went there, they actually let me do 8th grade twice. I didn't know this was going to turn into a therapy session, but yes, I did 8th grade twice. Now they call it reclassifying. But I played varsity as an 8th grader, but I really should have been in 9th grade. Let me rephrase that. I started on varsity as an 8th grader. We lost the state championship game. So this is a team that has a huge upside, okay? Because Carbello is going to be, at one point, whether it's junior or senior year, 1st or 2nd team All-American. And they really haven't had him this year. So now that he is coming back and ingratiating himself in the offense, he is a focal point. Coburn, no one can guard him at the college level. This is a team last year was the number 1 seed, right? They ran into Loyola Chicago. It was a bad matchup. Bye-bye. Illinois got knocked out early. But this is a team that reminds me a little bit of the Warriors, right? The Warriors are going to get back Draymond Green. They're going to get back James Wiseman. They have this enormous upside. I think Illinois has an enormous upside, and I'll say this right now. The test in the 2nd 8th grade were so much easier, Eric, than in the 1st 8th grade. I don't know why.
So they told you they reclassified you. That's what they did?
I don't really want to get into the details.
And you had the same goldfish from the time you were 3 to the time you were 23, right? That thing just lived 20 years. I know how it was in your house. They were kind to you. I get it.
I've been 6'5" since I was 13 years old, right? But I had 13-year-old emotions. I was jumping in bed with my parents and stuff.
You still have 13-year-old emotions, Tim. Well, that's the one thing I know. And take it from me, I'm like 15-year-old emotionally. You're 13. Kenny's a real man. We're like children who he babysits here from 6 to 7. Anyway, let's get to the 4 seeds. UCLA, they have the pedigree. I figure they're the best bet on this line. Does anyone want to make a case for Texas or Wisconsin or Providence for value? But UCLA has better odds than any 3 seed. Tim Doyle.
Yeah, and they have the experience, right? And they've been there before. And there's a trust factor. You're definitely paying a premium to bet them, though, because they have guys whose names they go, oh, yeah, Johnny Juzang, he's still there. Jaquez is still there. You recognize those names, and you're going to pay a price. But the other teams on that line, you don't really know what you're going to get. And when I was looking at the 3 seeds, I think the only team that I could have a hard time selling is maybe Tennessee. But Texas Tech, they could come out of nowhere. They're really physical. They were impressive this weekend. But I think UCLA, Kenny, I don't know if there's any value there, but come tournament time, they're able to score in the half court. And it just seems like they're waiting for the regular season to end to really turn on the Jets.
No doubt about it. After last year's run in March Madness, and then you add Miles Johnson from Rutgers as your rim protector, with all the scoring they already had, this is a dangerous team. I've got them ranked number 6 in the NCAA tournament, right? NCAA rankings right now. They're that good, and you know what? They stepped up one game. They beat Villanova early in the year, but then they were an underdog at home to Arizona, and they said, "What? Are you kidding me? I know you're good, Arizona, but we're better than you are." And they slapped Arizona around that night. They did lose in Tucson, but that's going to be a great game of those two. I think UCLA plays Arizona for the Pac-12 championship. That is going to be a great Pac-12 championship game.
All right. That was well done. And very rarely, I can't remember the last time that everybody agreed on every pick, and it was that easy because these guys know what they're doing. But when you say things like, hey, Illinois is way healthier and going to be healthier in the tournament, bet them now. Gonzaga, those odds are going to change, bet them now. These are smart things. I'm already going to put money down on Illinois because it's, I don't need much, just put a little bit on, sprinkle. Purdue and Gonzaga, and maybe a little on UCLA, and let's take our shot, right? I mean, we're going to still have enormous odds against the entire field, and we're going to have 4 excellent teams, including what we think is maybe the 3 best teams. Well done. All right, so there's the recap. Look, I agree. All in favor. Aye. Tim Doyle made the motion. Kenny White seconded it. All in favor. Aye. There it is. We want you to bet those 4 teams to win right now. And let's take our chances against the field. Well done.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.